So European Researchers' Night is an annual celebration of research in Europe. It's an initiative that's been running since 2005, and every year the European Commission funds organizations, institutions, and researchers around Europe to organize an event on the last Friday of September to celebrate European research. It usually gets more than 400 cities across Europe celebrating at the same time, the same night. And the purpose of this celebration of research is, from the European Commission's perspective, to bring researchers closer to public audiences. So oftentimes this takes the form of a university or a research center or research institution opening their doors to public audiences, inviting people in so that they can see research labs, so that they can interact with researchers and they can see the benefit that research brings to society. We have been studying European Researchers' Night for many years now, and we're very interested in who attends European Researchers' Night as an event. And so generally what we do is we intercept people as they come into the event, or sometimes at the point of entry to one of these public engagement events, and ask them some questions about who they are, where they're coming from, their identity, their demographic information, also what they think about research, how important they feel it is, and what their concerns are in terms of research. We would then follow up with them after the event. They would get an email and they would be asked some of the same questions to see if their thinking has changed. So that would be a form of methodology we refer to as a repeated measure study, where we check how an event has changed someone's attitude or perception before and after. So with this paper, we were building on that work and again, testing those type of things that we've been testing time and again. But we thought we had a unique opportunity to test some of it, given what happened with the global pandemic. Because in 2019, we had our typical type of events, as I've described. However, in 2020, as we know, the world was forced online. So European Researchers' Night happened mainly in the online realm in 2020. And that gave us a unique opportunity to compare the differences or the similarities between the people who were attending Researchers' Night in those 2 years. So we had a sample size of 656 people in Ireland and Malta in 2019, and we compare that to 506 people in 2020. We had some ideas about what we might find. We had a couple of hypotheses where we thought that maybe the online format might help us to reach wider society, a wider spread of people attending the events in terms of their educational background. And of course, we also wanted to test to see if we got the same type of person attending that we would in person. The results from the paper, as you can imagine, they're mixed. So there was some evidence that perhaps the online engagement actually caused people of higher education and a higher socioeconomic status to attend, which is kind of maybe the opposite of what we expected. We thought we might see a slight increase in people having access and being able to attend through an online situation rather than having to go physically to a space. But that idea wasn't upheld. And in fact, that led us to think that maybe online experiences, online engagement leads to what is often referred to as the digital divide being reinforced, where perhaps it is those people who have means, who have a higher socioeconomic status or have higher education levels. Often they are the people in society who have easier access to technology and are able to engage online. And perhaps the physical events, which we maybe had a thought would have been a little bit more restrictive in terms of having people be engaged, they actually did seem to end up having a comparatively larger amount of people from wider socioeconomic statuses and a wider range of education levels. We did find that perhaps at some education levels, it varies a little bit depending whether it's in person or online. So in particular, undergraduate students, we found at that education level, we do see a difference between whether the people attending are attending online or attending in person. And again, that probably goes back to the fact that for a lot of these events, they revolve around university settings. So of course, university students will be there in person probably. It's probably not surprising that we see a little bit of a drop-off in terms of those people engaging online if we switch to an online event. Just in terms of the methodology, we generally stuck to digital tools. So we used devices, smart devices like tablets, phones, iPads, which just makes it more efficient in terms of collecting the data, and the data analysis is much easier if everything is digital from the start. And that also then made it easier for us when we had the shift to online engagements in 2020. For an online event, of course, that was relatively straightforward, where we could set up a registration so that people needed to register to attend the event online and were sent the pre-survey before the event, and then automatically were sent the follow-up afterwards. So that's my overview of our paper. Thank you for listening, and please check out our paper and follow us online. Thank you.